Allergies are getting to me. All right. Why is my chat not loaded up? Sorry. All right. So, using Game Maker, see if we can't make an AI generated maze. I haven't been working in Game Maker too much, so I may be a bit rusty on the code. Let's give it a shot. So the idea is we're going to use Gemini. We are going to use Gemini to generate levels. So kind of exploring this idea that given the correct constraints and rules, we should be able to get Gemini to create levels for us, even in using Game Maker in real time. So, yeah, let's figure out how to do that. So, probably the first thing we need to do is set up. I've already got an object here, like a generator. I'm gonna place in my room. It's just my test room, and let's give it a different background. Yeah, something like that. And then let's do, let's say 32 by 32 grid's cool. All right. So let me make little objects to represent a wall. Yeah, it's gonna be Can I do a dashed line in Game Maker? Nope. Not today. Let's not get too carried away on these. Yep, so let's just we'll take this and then we will generate a maze built out of these walls. We'll just go ahead and make an object represent those. Oops, cancel. All right, so we have the generator script. So what I want to do here is make a constructor out of this. So and then we want a function that calls the generation. So we just call it generate. And I think we just want to do an HTTP request. I haven't actually ever used this in GameMaker. Oh, hello. What are you doing? Okay. So it's going to take in the URL. And we'll have the key here. I think that's right. Yep, Gemini 2.0 Flash. That should be fine. And then I think we need a post method. Headers, just content type. A DS map. How do I make that like? I really have to do this? Game maker map. Is there like a shorthand way to initialize a map? Yeah, this is some whack music. There we go. You know what I want to listen to? Like Khan. Sweet. Yeah. I don't know if there's a shorthand way, but we'll just do it like this then. What is it? Content type. Application JSON. Let's do that. And then it should be the body. A buffer? Really? Data. UTF-8 authenticity token. What is this? I don't understand. So I need to encode it. Is there an encode function? Let's see. Base 64 encode. Let me see. Or a buffer. How do you use a buffer here? I have to use an async load to receive the response. All right. Looks like I could just send this in. Okay. So I need to set up my generator, the new event. Request ID is given by the HTTP request function. Oh, this is annoying. I don't like how this is set up. Okay. Function response. So we'll just make a function that does a response and then yeah, and then we'll just call this from the async event. So in the create event, we'll do new generator here. And then we'll do response. We'll call response on the HTTP event and we'll do the request ID. Yeah, we'll pass that in. We'll pass in the async load ID. That's what we'll pass in. And then we'll have a status in here, and then this will send in that. And we'll just have a variable here that holds the current request ID. We'll set it to undefined initially. And then cool, and then we'll get the status. I'm sure there's a way we can get the message, and I'll look that up later. Downloading. Okay, so that's my response. Now I just got to send the body. And that will be the AI prompt to do our level. Prompt. How do I do multi-line in GameMaker? Great. And then the prompt is going to be in the format given by the Google AI Studio here, basically like this. Oh, that's going to break it though. How do I do this? Because my quotes are going to break. Okay, I think I got it all. Can't I just make this an object and then stringify it? It's like a JSON encode, right? JSON stringify. Convert single or nested structs and arrays into a valid JSON string. Okay, let's do this. So we'll say prompt equals struct, and we'll do contents be an array. Inside that array, there will be parts. Why is my formatting all messed up right now? All right, and now we'll put the prompt here. That's kind of cool. Okay, and then we'll do. We'll just send in JSON stringify, and then we'll stringify prompt. And I kind of want to print this out to see what we're sending. So we'll just say body. We'll show debug message, which will be body. See what we're sending out. And now the fun part, we get to tell it what we want to happen. And this probably does need to be a multi-part string. Okay. So I want back How many tiles wide is our level? Can I see that somewhere? Let's just make it. Just 32. 32 times 32 is 1024. 36. 40. 1248. I'm gonna have to pull the calculator out. That's annoying. 32 times 40, 1280. So we'll do 40 tiles wide. And then 768. 24 tall. So what we're going to ask for let's start simple. Generate a maze that is 40 units wide and 24 units tall. Why does this give me errors? Come on. Expected. I take this and put it outside function. Just call it prompt. Why does this give me errors? Am I doing this wrong? Game maker multi-line string. Multi-line. Oh, I wasn't even close. It's funny because I thought it was working at first, but all right, that'll work. Generate a maze that is 40 units wide and 24 units tall. Let an X represent a wall and a 0 represent walkable space. Send a response that is only the 40 by 24 text string with no formatting. Is there anything else? Yep. Let's see. and at represent the end goal. And let's see, something to represent the starting point. An asterisk, or is this an asterisk? What's that? That's an asterisk, right? Represents the start. This should get us something back that we can use. So we'll send that prompt text. Just like that. And then we'll send it, and then we save the current request ID. And then when we get a response, we compare the current request ID. And then depending on the status, we get that. Good to go. I think that's enough to test. We just need to call generate, and I'm going to do that on key event. So we're just going to call see what happens. Oh, I'm not printing out a response though if I get one. How do I get the data from the response? Async load. This variable is global. What do I do? Okay. Okay. ID, the ID, status, result. So we'll just need to get the result. So we'll do async load. And it broke. Prompt text not set before reading it. Oh, okay. What? What did I get here? Hey, yo. One shot, baby. Take that, cursor. Look at that. So I got a... Looks like I got some kind of maze. It's kind of hard to parse looking at it. But it looks like I need to get that by doing... candidates, content, parts. Okay. So I need to have a status on this thing. So let's go ahead and make a new enum. Call it HTTP status. We'll have none pending, awaiting. We'll just have none, awaiting, and complete. Which pending. Do ready. And it'll start out at ready. I like awaiting better because we're waiting on a response. So, all right. So when we send the request, we'll change the status to awaiting. And then change it back to ready. In that case, I don't know what status 1 downloading is. Doesn't look like that executed though in this case. So we'll just keep it like that. And this way we make sure that we don't accidentally send this like 3 times or something. So what we could do is we could say if status is not equal to ready, then we're just going to return and print out a message. Waiting, already waiting for response. Okay. All right, so if we get a successful response, then we want to parse that out. So let's see if we can grab the actual text data. And it looks like it's already a map, so I don't think we'll have to decode it or anything. So the result is a map, I believe. So we could do say level text is going to be dsmap get well, actually we could just do result candidates. That has an array. What? Let's just say 0 on that. Then that contains a map content, which contains dude, how do I get this out of there? It looks like a map. Or is it going to treat it as a struct? Then content is a map as well. Parts, and then that's wild. I don't think that's right. There's got to be a better way, but let's see if this works. Okay. Argument 1, incorrect type. String, expecting a number. Okay. What's it giving me? Candidates is an array. Yep. Expecting a number. Oh, parts is an array. See if this works. How am I going to figure this out? Okay. Can I do this? And then I can tell which line it's breaking on, maybe? First line. Doesn't like me. Maybe it's treating it as a struct. Struct get from hash argument 1 incorrect type, expecting a number. Oh. Unable to convert string, so it thinks it's a string. So maybe I do need to do decode. Or parse. Okay, so yeah. Let's try JSON parse and see if this happens. Argument 1, incorrect type, expecting a map. Okay, let's go back to that syntax. I think we're getting somewhere though. Argument 1, incorrect type, struct. Expecting a DS map. Okay. So I'm printing it out. Expecting a map. DS map find value. Did I try this? correct type struct, expecting a DS map. I feel like that's like backwards from what it just told me. Come on, how do I dig in here? Hey, I got something here though. Yeah, this looks like an actual struct. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so maybe if I take it and I do struct get from parsed candidates because I saw that somewhere. Yeah, right there. Candidates. Okay. So let's print out the result of that. So I'm showing parsed right now, but let's just print out this. Oops, this is not right. Okay. So now I need to get content role parts, content parts text. So this is confusing. So we have candidates first, and then let's get let's say candidates 0th index, and then we will call, we want to get the content at that point, right? Yep. So we'll do struct get candidate content. And then if we print that out, we should still get some kind of text down here. And I think we're getting closer to what we want. Yep. And then we just need to get parts, 0th index. So we'll say part equals content. Zeroth index of this. This is kind of nuts, huh? And then we want to get the actual level data. We're going to get that from part and text. And if I print out level data, hopefully we just get a big block of text did it wrong. Content. Let's try. A little bit of trial and error, never hurt anybody, and I think we got it now. Great. So this looks right. So now we just need to go through this and place objects at each one of these tiles. So yep, so we received the response, and let's say if there's level data, then we want to generate room with that level data. That's a new function that we're going to call. Okay. And this should be easy enough. We're going to do, var wall token equals x var empty space token equals 0. And then we're going to read through each piece of this level data. Each line. How do I go line by line? String line. I think I could do a string split by new line character, and that'll give me each individual line as an array. So then I could say var, that'd be rows. And we're going to split level data. And then I need to say for each call. Call for column. As long as the column's less than equal to I guess it's a 40, huh? Yep. Call plus plus. I need to do it by rows first. So for each row, it's 24 rows. And I can do array length here for safety. Do row plus plus. All right, and then for each column in that row, and instead of 40, I can just, again, do safety. I could say current row, say row data equals rows, row. Maybe I'll just call it R. Row is already confusing me. Then I could say var token equals the row data, which is the line essentially. I'm just going to call it line since that makes more sense to me. We're going to do string char at. The string is the line. The index of the character is going to be the column. And then this is going to be array length. Well, it's string length, I guess, huh? Okay. So we have the current token, and then we'll just do, I guess, a switch statement on the current token. And in the case of a wall token, we're going to do instance create depth, and we're going to do it at call times 32 because that's our grid size, and the current row times 32. Depth is just going to be -10. And the object is going to be a wall. I think that's how you do a switch, right? Or is it this? I guess that's it. I think that's all. I think it'll work. It's my error. Unable to convert string. Generator line 69 if level data. Oh. If level data say is string. Maybe that'll work. Unknown object. So dot row is not set. So something in here. Because it should be R. That's good. That means it found the wall token if it got to that point. So out of range. Dot rows is out of range. See. 83. Oh, maybe it shouldn't be less than or equal to, just less than. Okay. That didn't work out as well as I would think. Something seems off. Well, on the positive note, it generated something, but it's not really like a complete maze. Unless I have something in the construction that's off. Did it give me the text? Let's generate another one. Oh, yeah. I should probably, on the generate room, let's destroy all the walls. Let's try again. That's a bit strange. Okay. It's not generating a maze that is navigable. Okay. Generate a maze. That's 40. Let's see. Let's update the message. Make sure that a path exists from the start point to the end point. I gotta admit, I'm a bit disappointed. I think we could make it better though. Is it because we're using Flash? Do we need to use a thinking model? Let's try a different model. Let's try to use a different model, see what happens. Hopefully it's cranking some numbers. I mean, I don't know. Operation timed out. What's status 0? I just didn't get an HTTP status of 200, so must have come back with something else. Oops. Show debug message. We'll just take in the HTTP status. I have a feeling I can't use that model. Let's try the experimental. Is that what I was using? I feel like Flash maybe just isn't able to create like a maze like this. Like Flash, by definition, works quickly. Oh, I'm getting really tired. Operation timed out again. It's not letting me use that model. Maybe we can get Flash to do it. make sure there are some dead-end paths. Okay, so like what it was doing is it was just making too easy of a maze. So if I tell it to make sure there's some dead-end paths, maybe it'll stick some extra dead-end paths there. But regardless, I really feel like it should have been able to do better so far. And also my HTTP requests are not working now. Seems. What is going on? Oh, I still have... I thought I replaced this. There we go. Okay. That's just not impressive. Okay, generate a maze that's 40 units wide and 24 units tall. Let the X represent a wall and 0 represent walkable space. Send a response that's only the 40 by 24 text string with no formatting. Make sure that a path exists from start point to the end point. Make sure there are some dead-end paths. If we say something like, utilize a popular algorithm like breadth first search to help you generate the maze. Okay. Wow, that really just sucks. Like if I take this into, like, let me go to Claude. See what Claude comes up with. So theoretically, I could take this. I could say test maze, multi-line string. And on initialization, I could just call generate room test. And then when I load up the game, it should load it in. Oh, yeah. That's better. But I feel like some of it's off. You know what I mean? Like, maybe things are supposed to be shifted over one or something. Something seems a little off with the encoding. How could I... I'm looking through the zeros and stuff right now. But it really doesn't look like it's walkable. Even in this text, it doesn't look like it's walkable. Why is it having such a hard time with that? Where's that? And also some of these rows are longer than the other ones. This one's longer. That's really weird. Each space must be filled with a, yeah. Oh, it's counting the start point as like a, I need to count the start point, basically. So when you see start point token, I'm going to do the same thing on all of these. So okay. The top row should be all full. It is. And this should be all full, and it is. This should not be all full. Actually, empty space token. Actually, didn't need these. I'm trying to make sense of this. So it's filling out the first two columns. Which is weird. Let's read the algorithm one more time. Okay. So I split the string on new lines. Starting at 0, which is a full row. I get the current line. And I go through each character in the line. I feel like that should work. I do not see anything like obviously wrong about that algorithm. Like level data is that full string here. And I'm splitting on new lines. Okay, so first it's splitting on that new line. See what happens. This almost works, but I don't understand why it's doing two columns solid. It's not doing that last column solid. So it's almost like one of these columns should be over there. Like the whole thing shifted. What would that be? Hey, what's up, Silith? Yeah, it is Gloomy Toad. Long time, man. I hope you're doing well. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Yeah, I'm about to go to bed. I'm trying to do some streaming now. I get a couple hours after my kids go to bed. Try to do like small projects and stuff. And I'm doing well, man. Living the life. As good as you can live it, I guess. No, things are good. Are you still doing software? I think the last time I knew you were looking at like maybe a .NET job or something, if I remember right. Let's see. I guess that's not gonna work. I don't know why this would be doubling this side and then like it's like shifting everything. Doesn't make sense. Sweet, man. Congrats. I'm trying to make it to staff this year. I think it should happen, but we will see. I hope you make senior. Yeah, I should get staff myself. I've been senior engineer for 3 years here. And I had, I think, 5 years of experience before that. Yeah, I think I should land staff. I'm doing basically all of the responsibilities of a staff engineer already anyway. I'm doing React, Next and React is what I primarily do. Yeah, same. Doing game stuff. I've started using Godot a lot more. Godot and Unity, but I still like using GameMaker for small stuff. But yeah, I do Next front end stuff, and then I do a little bit of the back end stuff. We use Go, Python, primarily those two for back end stuff. Shoot, I'm pretty tired. I think I'm about to go to bed. My brain's hurting here. I like Unity as well. I'm working on a multiplayer space game. It's difficult to describe, but it's kind of a 2D top-down, like resource gathering. Try to build up your fleet and your ships and destroy the other player before they can build their fleet up. So it's kind of a strategy game, but it's 50 versus 50 online. Or it will be. It's not 50 versus 50 right now. I'm still working on the networking. This is the thing about Unity, though, is it takes this long to load. This game is not that big. So yeah, this thing that I'm working on right now is trying to use Gemini to generate a maze, which I thought was going to work pretty easily. So I press space and it's loading up. But like, that's a terrible maze. Like, that's really bad. I think it just gave me the same maze back as last time. Yeah. So that's, I thought this was going to be like so easy. I thought it was going to spit out like a nice maze, and it just is not. It's like, thanks a lot. Like, what the heck is that? Like, this is a decent prompt. Generate a maze that is 40 units wide, 24 units tall. Each space must be filled. Let an X represent a wall, 0 represent walkable space. Send a response that is only the 40 by 24 text string with no formatting. Utilize a popular algorithm like breadth first search to help you generate the maze. And that's what it's giving me. I don't understand that. It's so bad. Okay. It was a failed experiment today, but that's okay. Let's see if I can get this built. I tried to build this the other day and it didn't work. Yeah, something broke on it. You know how Unity is, you take 2-week break and something like doesn't work when you come back to your project. I don't really know what happened, so I can't show you, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, basically it's top down. You have a little guy that you walk around with, and there can be like, 49 other players on your team. And these modules of your ship you can build. You can add turrets and different thrusters. There's all kinds of different stuff you could add to your ship and build up your ship and try to defeat the other guy's ship. And I'm just working on the server authoritative multiplayer right now, so which is coming along pretty good. So yeah, it'll be pretty nice. This is a remake of a game that an artist I'm working with had worked on for a couple of years, and they had built kind of a version of it in Java, and the project ended up being abandoned. But yeah, it was pretty cool and it was a lot of fun. But we are rebuilding it in Unity now. I think it's a really cool idea. I just gotta keep plugging at it. And if you never tried Unity's like 2D lighting, it's actually like super good. Like I put it in here and I was like really impressed by. I don't really know what they're doing to do it, but the way the sprites like interact with the lights and stuff is actually pretty cool. So, and it was like really easy to set up. Yeah, it gets crazy because so your ship can be getting pounded, and like you'll see pieces fly off the ship, and you'll have engineers that run around and they're like repairing like tiles and stuff on the ship to keep it from disintegrating. And pieces of your ship can like get detached and they'll start flowing through space, and then the other team can start like harvesting resources off of it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's got a lot of work. Yeah, got a lot of work to do on it still. Yeah, I wish I could play it. Can I just put my player down? I don't remember how I have this set up now. But maybe I could just put a... That's not right. Why does he look so small? I don't know if it's going to let me play like this. It won't let me move. Because I need to be initialized as like a net player. Give me a break. Come on. Maybe I have an old build that I could run for the server. So start that as the server. Hey, it did work. Cool. But my camera's not moving. Nice. Well, that's lame. Camera's supposed to follow the player. But you can like move around the ship, and then you can control the thrusters here. My camera's jacked up. And then you can like jump out of the ship, and then you're in like gravity, no gravity space. And you'll be able to like do some shooting, so you'll be able to like board other ships and get into firefights on the ships and stuff. Oh, come on. pretty cool. The artist I'm working with is working on another project. It's basically like a 2D stalker game. See if I could see it. It's called Scavland. Yeah, it's like a 2D stalker game. But he's a really good pixel artist. Really cool. See if there's... Yeah, there's a preview of it. But yeah, he's pretty good. I'll have to show you my recent project. Sometimes been jamming on it this week, but it's top-down 2D extraction looter shooter. That's cool. That sounds fun. 2D skeletal animation. Oh, that's cool too. I'm about to sneeze. Shoot. Yeah, that sounds cool. I'd like to see it. That's interesting. I always liked like top-down shooters. I wanted to implement more shooting in this game. I say more shooting than like basically than what it had before in the previous version. Because I just think it'd be cool to like be shooting in outer space, like hiding behind asteroids and stuff. Be kind of cool. Yeah, so it's like firefights in space, and you can build small ships or larger ships. And you start out with like a small ship, and it has a core, and your objective is to destroy the other team's core in their ship. So they'll build other like fighters and other big ships, like transport ships or whatever. And yeah, it's kind of this big open world space thing, and matches, you know, they could last an hour, and you can pop in and out. Yeah, it's like resource gathering. It's kind of like, I guess, if you ever saw like Foxhole, it's not quite exactly like that, but it's kind of similar in that it's like a open world type strategy game that you are doing some like resources and going around like a big open world in the context of this larger battle. My Discord handle is yep, it's just Quench. Unless it's this thing. Oh. No, it's just Quench. Well, there's my API key, guys. You won't get anything done with it, though. It's just a pre key. Yeah, I'll see if I can get your friend request. Or do I still have you as a friend? Well, sweet. It was good talking to you. Add me on Discord. I think if your name is Silith, just like that, I sent you a friend request. But I do have to jump off here. I gotta go to bed. Yep. There you are. Sweet. Oh, that's cool. I love that animation. That's really neat. Yeah, it looks smooth. That's really cool. Yeah, nice work. Oh, that was for this jam? Or is this a different game? That's pretty smooth for 48 hours. That's pretty cool. Should you play some of this? You should have placed higher. There were a lot of people in this one, though. I think... What jam did I do? What was this? Oh, not a new devlog. How do I submission? Oh, it was a speed jam. It wasn't Ludum Dare. I got fourth in gameplay. This one was pretty cool though. It doesn't run super well in the browser, but I can give it a shot. So this was like making games that could be done for speedruns, essentially. This was done in Godot. It's gonna be real laggy because of the browser. And the concept is that you get momentum. That bar at the bottom is momentum. Oh shoot. Oops. When you get headshots, you get momentum. So you have to have momentum to jump certain gaps. And then when you get hit by those orbs, it slows you down too. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. That's a bad score, but one of the guys on here got 41 seconds, which is like ridiculous fast. Like I got really good at it because I was playing it over and over, and I got 47 seconds, which was fast, but my mouse messed up. What's happening? Like if you're going too fast right there, you can't get over. Or you go too far or something. Oh, that's annoying. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. The game's pretty cool. But that was done in Godot. No, I don't find any like competitive shooters that I like nowadays. Because I like the old like Call of Duty 4 style of movement. And yeah, they don't really have something that's quite like that anymore. I have some friends that I used to play Call of Duty with that have been working on not a remake of Call of Duty, but they programmed like the Call of Duty / Quake physics in Unity and then ported it to Godot eventually, but there's some gameplay on here. So it has like the whole like Call of Duty style feeling to it.
Well, that's the nade right there. That's too deep.
One enemy no.
So it has like that old Call of Duty 4 feeling. This isn't Godot. This is all in Godot.
Playing Tarkov right now. Did you wiggle? Wiggle, wiggle! Metal, be connected.
Those are the play tests there, yeah. Those guys making that are like, they were as close as you could get to pros back in the day in Call of Duty 4 Pro mod. So they're like really competitive. They played Call of Duty 2 and yeah, pretty cool. But like all of us that used to play that are kind of, they just don't make games like that anymore. I mean, they have like the new Call of Duties and stuff, but it's not the same. But yeah, they ported that whole thing to Godot, which was pretty mind-blowing. They had originally created that in Unity, and the one guy wrote the physics engine. Like, they didn't use the Unity physics or any of that. They rewrote the physics engine to replicate the Call of Duty 4 engine. So they built their own collider system, and it's like 1-to-1 to the Call of Duty 4 engine. It's pretty crazy. And then all the way down to the netcode. So he wrote the netcode from scratch, not using any libraries. So it has that entire base, and then they ported it to Godot. I think they just ported the C#, like it was already written in C#, all the library. And so they just used C# and Godot. Yeah, but they ported the whole thing and rebuilt the maps, and it's pretty crazy. Yeah, they just need some graphics, really. I don't know. I don't think they have like a big enough community working on like graphics and stuff, but like the game's there. Like you could see it, like the game, it's all there. It just needs like some graphics and polish and some menus and stuff, and they could release it. But yeah, it just doesn't, they haven't built the development community up for it yet. So we'll see. But it's pretty cool. All right, I gotta jump off here, guys. My nose is killing me because allergies, and I'm really tired. Silith, it was cool catching up. Message me on Discord and we could talk some more. And for everyone else, I am trying to stream a couple hours a night. I worked on, if you're just joining, today I worked on trying to get a maze generator to work through Google Gemini. So basically what it came down to is generate this maze. I press space and it makes a call to Gemini to generate a new maze. And Gemini is not good at that, at least the Flash 2.0 model that I used. So it didn't respond well to the prompt. But we did get an HTTP request made to Google Gemini and got a response, and we're able to generate some content in GameMaker out of that. So maybe tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, I won't be able to stream, but probably Monday, maybe I can extend this and we could try to make something else with it. So yeah, thank you guys for joining in, and see you, Silith, and see everybody.